T-shirt. Pull shirt overhead, put left arm in, put right arm in, pull down to cover torso. Breakfast. Get slice of bread, put in toaster, push down toaster, take out when pops up, put on peanut butter. Cleaning up dishes. Walk to dishwasher, open door, roll out bottom rack, place plate in rack, roll in rack, close dishwasher door. Starting car. Open car door, take keys out of pocket, select key for ignition, slide key into ignition, turn key in forward motion. Riding bus, stand at bus stop, wait for bus, flag bus as it approaches, wait for bus to stop and open doors. Walk upstairs, show driver pass, take a seat. Each behavioral chain consists of a number of individual stimulus-response components that occur together in sequence. For this reason, behavioral chain, often called stimulus-response chain. Each behavior or response in chain produces stimulus change that acts as an SD for next response in chain. The first response in chain produces an SD for the second response in the sequence. The second response produces an SD for the third response in the sequence, and so on, until all responses in the chain occur in order. It is important to keep in mind that all of these stimulus response chains are controlled by one initial SD, which means that the behavior chain is under stimulus control. For example, when making breakfast, bread, toast, or peanut butter combination, the SD for making breakfast, of course in real life more complex than just saying bread, toast, or peanut butter combination that evokes making breakfast, but for the purpose of understanding chaining right now, we will leave that. The role of reinforcement in behavior chain. Ultimate reinforcement in behavior chain is final outcome or result of engaging in sequence of behavior. If final step in behavior chain does not contact reinforcement, behavior will not persist. For example, eating toast with peanut butter on it is a reinforcer for making breakfast. However, within each individual stimulus response component, there is reinforcement at play as well. Consider the following. Each stimulus that links two response components together serves dual function. It is both condition reinforcer and an SD. Here's a chart to make a point more clear. Making breakfast. SD, response, condition reinforcer. Controlling SD. Seeing bread, toast, or peanut butter. Get slice of bread. Bread in hands. Bread in hands. Put bread in toaster. Bread in toaster. Bread in toaster. Push down toaster. Toast stays in toaster, cooks, and then pops up. Toast pops up. Toast. Take toast out. Toast is out. Toast is out. Put on peanut butter. Peanut butter on toast. Peanut butter on toast. Eat toast. Controlling reinforcer. Toast consumed. Note how each step functions as a reinforcer initially for completing previous step and simultaneously functions as an SD for engaging in next response. Isn't that neat? Here's another example. Brushing teeth. SD, response, and condition reinforcer. Controlling SD, seeing toothpaste, toothbrush in bathroom. Get toothbrush, toothbrush in hands. Toothbrush in hands, put toothpaste on, toothpaste on, toothpaste on, turn on tap and wet brush, tap on and brush wet, tap on and brush wet, brush teeth, toothbrush, toothbrush, spit, rinse, mouth empty, rinse, mouth empty, rinse, turn on tap, put brush away, controlling reinforcer, teeth, brush, and clean. Task analysis. Process of analyzing behavioral chain by breaking it down into individual stimulus response components called task analysis. Creating task analysis, first step in teaching procedure for any complex behavior chain. Steps for creating task analysis. First, you must identify SD, that is, initial SD that will evoke first step in chain. Using our previous breakfast example, the SD could be to bring the learner to bread, toast, or peanut butter combination and tell them it's time to make breakfast. Next, you need to determine appropriate steps in behavior chain. There are several ways in which you can conduct task analysis. Observe competent person completing behavior chain. Consult expert. Perform task and record steps as you go. Some important points about creating task analysis. The steps included in task analysis must be sufficient, ensuring individual will be able to complete the task successfully. Consider breakfast example again. Think of a learner with a more advanced profile. Do the steps listed above seem appropriate? What if the learner demonstrates challenges with some of these steps? Are these steps that you would consider breaking down further to ensure learners is able to complete the task? Breakfast example. Get slice of bread, put in toaster, push down toaster, take out when pops up, spread on peanut butter. Do you see other steps that can be broken down even further? For example, consider get slice of bread step can be broken down further to include take off plastic tab, open bread bag, take out slice of bread. Steps in task analysis might need to occur in different order for different individuals. When developing task analysis, important to always keep learners' physical, sensory, and motoric skill levels and needs in mind and ensure appropriate steps included. Each task analysis should therefore be individualized to accommodate each learner's specific needs and abilities, which means that steps included in a task analysis will offer from one individual to another. We can't simply adopt the pre-made task analysis that worked for one learner and then apply it to another. Chaining methods. Once a task analysis is complete and queuing method or SD has been established, it's time to start teaching. Several different methods for teaching behavior chain, including forward chaining, backward chaining, and total task chaining. Forward chaining. And forward chaining behavior change is taught in natural order, meaning first step in chain is the first step that will be taught to learner. Once target step is achieved, learner will receive reinforcement for success, and then all steps following will be prompted, ensuring natural reinforcer is contacted upon completion. Once first step mastered, second step in chain becomes target step. Learner must complete first two steps independently, at which point reinforcement delivered. This continues until all steps are mastered. Reinforcement in chaining and forward chaining. It's important to note the reinforcement will need to be delivered contingent on target step being completed in any of the previously mastered steps. Note that as each step is mastered from beginning, reinforcer starts to move down the chain and reinforces all previous steps, so they are now linked together. For example, when making breakfast, we'll be using forward chaining in step 2. On acquisition, get slice of bread completely independently, put in toaster, acquisition target, response, push down toaster, prompted, take out toast when it pops up, prompted, and spread on peanut butter is prompted. Backward chaining. In backward chaining, initially learner will be prompted through entire sequence of steps in behavior chain and is then required to complete final step independently.